I've got enough other stuff that seriously has to happen with everything. Yes, do you want to go out front for a couple of minutes, girl? She has to be fed tomorrow, okay? Like she really has to be.
Yeah.
And the other kicker is, Tim, my foot is just about beside myself right now. I don't know why. Although last night didn't help with what I had to do. Okay, so go ahead and deal with there. Okay, honey. Yeah, she'd like to go out there, and I just decided maybe we better do a couple of minutes. That's that a good girl. Come on. Come on, come on, let's go. You really need to be cleaning up now.
He'll tell you he is.
And
oh yeah, probably.
Tim, her dog food probably needs to be, her stuff needs to be thrown out. This needs to be done now, Tim. Believe it or not. Do you want your cart? I don't even know if I can open the door with this. Okay, I really don't know. Come on, Sadie. Yeah, come on. That a good girl. Oh, shoot.
Really glad we're out. But right now, it would seem to me if you're running the little bike, you should be able to get the little bike in and out. That means that I'm not trying to do them both. And it's not that easy. Okay? In order to put them both in there, I have to lift the little bike and move its ass end over. Then to get it out, I have to
Okay, that's not oh God. My foot is not in a good area, okay? By a long shot.
I got one side of his face a little too tight. You worked all day on it. No, you did. Oh, that feels good. Yeah, I know. Then you can feel me. I don't use nails. No, I know. He did a really good job. Look at this. Oh, you know what? It really does look pretty good given the cut. There are things popping, and if we redo them again, we'll fix so your face looks better. Oh, that feels really strange, he says. I haven't felt like that in a while. That feels good. Oh, yeah. Does that feel good? What do you smell in my hands?
70 plus years.
No, possibly stuff from the dog. Or what? What? Tail's fine. Oh, yeah, I talk about a major number on it. Oh, Tim, I got the mats off. This was nightmarish. And the dander that was coming off of him was what was coming out of those. Yeah, you poor Bo. Oh, my God. You should have been done it a month or two ago, but, you know, hey, it's done now. And that'll get him for a ways into the summer, till about June. Like, he needs to be done again June, July. And he really, I never did do him last fall. I usually do him about September, and that's what takes it forward properly. Otherwise, it's that kind of a mess. Yeah, I know. Oh, just my guy. Poor Boopy. Poor Boopy. Oh, and I know you even tried to tidy up your tail feathers. You poor boo-boo. Yeah, we kind of left out, but you know, we took a lot of fuzz off of you. Like an entire 4 other cats. What are you smelling?
An ocean wanderer.
I don't know. What is it? I have no idea what's on you smell.
And refuel.
We'll find Mom. We'll find Mom.
No, it's okay. It's still, it's not holding well, but it is holding. There's so much stuff that needs to be done here, Tim. It's overwhelming. And this idea people want out because of yard work and stuff. I don't know what to make of that. I wouldn't have any problem if I wasn't doing this.
Yeah.
I would be thrilled to have something to fuss with and clean up.
Okay, would you get your books so we can cover what you have to do, Tim?
I got it right here.
Migrating between nesting beaches and foraging grounds. She pokes her narrow head into each crack and crevice to fetch her favorite meal, sea sponge. Sponges are like weeds. They can overgrow on corals.
What? What do you smell? What is so great on my fingers? I have no idea.
This hawksbill turtle will consume more than 450 kilograms.
You smell the
in
horse.
just 1 year.
You smell lucky. That's
She uses
what.
her
That's
sharp
the
bird-like
hand that I really
to
used.
prune this coral garden
You smell
and
lucky.
shares her leftovers with others.
That's why.
Maintaining
This
the
is-
delicate
Who
balance of one of
is
the
this?
most productive
That's
great
why
pictures
it's
that we
so
have. Out here? Well, all
interesting.
of them know the one with the sunset.
These waters are home to 6 of the world's
And
So
you're my
all
racing
I want to
troll.
know,
I haven't washed
tell
my
you,
hands.
is look at me.
Is
If you
that-
can.
Is
Okay,
that
oh,
lucky?
that's a good shot. Let's see
Is
if I
that
can get
turn that
that.
other light on over there, please?
I think I got that there.
Turn this light on
I
over
love
here,
you.
please.
And you know what? That coat has
Yeah.
holes in it here.
Who is that?
Should be fixed. Probably from the
Who
cat.
is that? Look at this.
than Indonesia's
And that's
underwater
where
rainforest.
she sucked almost the apple off my fingers, right in through here. So there's saliva, there's horse smell. Yeah, that's what it is.
It's just a it's sensory
Oh,
overload. to
and
that
I didn't know what it was
Remember that
for a
great
second.
picture
Oh,
that
you
we
are a
did
smart boy.
out here?
Marine
I
biology.
all
don't
know
know
one
if
with
I
the sunset.
recognize this critter.
It was just.
And he,
So all I want to know, tell
He
you
don't,
is,
does he?
Look at me.
no?
I started getting into
If you
foliage.
can.
Who and what is it? It's not a cat.
Okay,
It's
I
not a
don't-
dog. It's
that's a good shot. Let's see if I can get
boy.
that.
Look at the twitches. No wonder he's like,
There.
are you gonna touch me?
I love you.
Oh, he's such a.
And you know what? That coat
Okay,
has
so what do you have
holes
to
in
do
it here.
tomorrow?
That should be fixed. Probably from the cats.
Which is really quite spectacular when
What?
you think about it.
Kruger for stronger water bills.
He will probably tell you take more. Have you taken one tonight yet?
This region, and I still see new things
Go.
every single dive.
Okay, go and
The
organize your
diversity
pills
just
for
blows me
tomorrow.
away.
They already are.
In your little container.
No.
It's
Go
up to
and put
markets
them in the
to
little
defend
black
what is
thing that
now
I told you
recognized
that you were supposed to put them in.
as the richest reef on Earth.
So you
I
have
wish
2
I had
water
some
pills and
money
what else
and
you have
time.
to take. And I didn't have it during COVID either. That's pretty cheap for a bin to throw stuff into. That's pretty okay. 600. You get your $600. Well, you get it. They take it out of the deposit. So $300 later, I can put all this stuff in it. You know how much heavy stuff I think I could put in it?
Lots.
Probably. Where we would put it is the next question. Because it would mean for 1 week, everything is on total lockdown almost out there. Because it has to sit on the driveway. That means that the garage door is shut. I don't know where I put the van. And I would have to be able to get at
Remember that
least
great picture that
into
we
the
did?
back gates
out here?
open or I can't work with
Well,
it.
all of them know the one with the sunset.
And I can't imagine putting it out front. They
was
won't
just-
do it.
So all I
Although
want
they
to know,
might put
tell
it
you
in the
is,
driveway.
look at me.
It
if you
could go
can.
there, couldn't it?
So not here.
Okay, I don't.
No,
oh,
inside the
that's a
gate. It
good
could
shot.
be
Let's
set
see
in
if I
there.
can get that.
There's enough room to put it in
I
there.
think I got that there.
That
I love you.
I love you too.
And you know what? That
you.
coat has holes in it here that
over
should
the
be
place.
fixed. Probably from the cats.
If I ever get to it, I really will, you know. Vicky, does he want to come over here and like vent his frustrations? I'm just going to put stuff out by the patio. He's just going to walk it over and toss it and mash the shit as it goes in. I couldn't believe it. He says, I love doing this stuff. Carry it out, throw it in. Go get it. Okay, everybody's got their fortune in life, and you know, actually, it that could be very. There's a real vicarious release with it, even if it's not your stuff. Get rid of it. Get rid of it. Just, holy fuck. I don't know. It was really good to be here. And you could at least talk to him. He does feel better. Yeah, he does feel better.
The reef by Naxos Resort now has one of the healthiest populations of black-tip sharks in the region.
Yeah, you do feel better, don't you?
I just feel that.
Yeah, I know. I got a little close on the one side of your face.
Damage it. You have to try to be as much as possible in harmony with nature.
What a good boy.
Humans do have their place.
Actually,
in the reef's
he does.
food
If
chain.
they had the face not
For generations,
wonked on
Indonesia's
one
fishermen
side,
have lived
it's
in
actually
harmony
not
with the
that
ocean,
bad.
catching
Considering
just
all.
enough fish
Yes,
to feed their
Yes,
Yes,
There's
you've still got
Sadie.
little
Well,
things
fuzzy
popping
dog.
out.
There's our
At least
Sadie.
20 million Indonesians depend on fisheries for their life.
Sadie, Sadie, come here.
Sadie.
She's such a Twinkie. Okay, she's pooped. She can go back in there now, and she really needs her stuff emptied out of her bowl. And we're doing language tomorrow, and you cannot sit on language and just sit there. You
I
have
know.
got to deal with Sadie and tidy up, okay? And I really don't want to go much past 10 or 11 o'clock, because my other thought was if we could get wrapped by 10 or so, I could shave Nia. And then we have to clean it up. And then we're going to go out on the bikes by 2 or so. And then we come in, and this next week starts, Tim, and it's all holy hell again, including me trying to talk to the city in between what little break.
Well, what did you tell her?
And everything else that's happening.
Well, no, I didn't go in.
You didn't even go in.
That's the beginning. No.
Tim, you just told me that she said it's okay, it's okay. What the fuck is the story or the truth?
In the first I didn't go in the
For my so-called evaluation, it probably should be close to that time period. I mean, I've got 2 more weeks to just kind of go over things, and we won't be doing the apple tree this year. This is the worst of it. I mean, we could try. I could try to get him over here, and if he came over, then you would have to let him in, and you guys would have to do climb up or clean up, okay? And I could put the ladder out here, and he
He's got to figure out. Anything that points straight up has got to come off.
then you need to set up when Ryan's coming for this.
Yeah.
So you would call him and say, can you do it? And you have to come out. Shady gets to be tied up. You come out. You've got a key for that gate.
It'd be nice
Guys
to
work
sit
off
here
of that,
longer,
and the
Tim,
stuff
to be
has
able
to
to
be
get
piled
up
out.
at 7 o'clock. And I have to get up at 4:30 or 5. It's just... And at least something got done today. Well, actually, no, you kind of did this. And anything else got done because I did it. So I really would like to keep credit where credit is due. Okay? Okay, what are you doing now? Okay, you're gonna go new. What?
Do you understand why I said if you
Go
weren't
nuke
going, I
that
wasn't
and
going?
go pee, and I'll talk to you on Teams in a few minutes. Okay?
Yeah, I thought they were your friends. You'd be happy visiting with them.
She thinks of you as a friend. She knows you from Starbucks. That whole discussion of that was an ongoing. You joked with that I was gonna say that woman, but you joked with her. I don't want to name names here, right? Because but for 3 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the whole thing of, what, you can't throw it in the garbage? No, I can't throw it in the like, believe it or not, Tim, that counts for something nowadays. Look, it's a Sadie. Are you going to do
Hi, girl.
Sadie on patrol? Well, I certainly hope so, because I didn't even get a picture of you, you little turd. Look, it's Sadie on patrol.
It is.
I still can't get over that kid is such a tall guy. I didn't think she was that tall when she was.
Touch my claw. Thank you.
4 months that could do it.
My mom is super hardcore, but she's also very humble.
Okay, so we're watching
She's
this,
aware of her
and I'll just
capabilities and her
give you
limitations,
thoughts.
and she doesn't really
Kathy
care
doesn't
what
think I
people
should
think
take
of her, I
Sadie
guess, in a
in.
way.
I don't know if that's bad to go with it, but I finally called her.
She'll
The
be
thing
the
is
first to
swelled
talk
up
about her
again.
fears
It was
of
down
water and
yesterday,
heights.
and she
I'm
said,
afraid of
you know,
being submerged.
try this,
with water.
try
I
that.
do
If it's not
like
bothering her,
that.
oh well.
My head underwater is not acceptable.
And my bottom line is, Tim, $400 I don't have.
Or dangerous tides. Follow these safety rules.
So-
drowning.
You know, she is. Sadie is pushing towards 20. Oh well.
Just the little
And
children
I'm
craft.
dealing with
We will use
stuff with trying to get through Vicky and just everything.
What did you tell her? It's gonna be cold.
Al Peterson
I'm
is
not
love.
I will make sure
I'm
we're
overwhelmed.
crossing somewhere where it's as safe as possible.
It's been a really overwhelming day.
that she said it's okay, it's okay. What the fuck is the
I
story
went
or the truth?
outside at, I'm supposed to leave at 11:30.
She's been dehydrating and planning
I
out
headed
6 months
out
worth of
at
food.
11:20,
We need
25.
at least 5,500
And I felt overwhelmed just to get in the van and get away from there.
protein and fat.
And I said to my other EA, I went
For me,
outside,
it's hard
I found the
enough to just
van,
plan
and
out
I
what I'm
started
gonna have for dinner.
trying to do
I have to
breathing.
plan out 180 dinners and lunches and breakfasts and
Okay,
snacks.
so
It's
that's
huge.
kind of where life is.
Those are, I did them. I didn't catch them.
If we can get that cooled down, I can get it downstairs, and I might even fucking eat some of it eventually.
In September.
That these people at least replied to you, and things were pretty freaked. That you were pretty freaked. So now there's 8 tanks, but you're still freaked.
Yeah.
Because 8 tanks are basically 8 days, and you're going to say, what are you going to tell them? I have to go do doctor's appointments. I have to do my taxes at the senior center. I'm pretty freaked. And I don't get around as fast as I used to, so it takes me 3 times as long to get something done, and this is not going to work.
Yeah.
And they're going to tell you, sorry, you have to wait for 2 weeks for any other delivery driver. But the bottom line is he did not call. That machine works fine. And I had thought, well, maybe the machine was fuckered. It's obviously not, because it took them, I hadn't even gone and checked it, and it took the other stuff. Calls came in, so I don't know what he's calling, or maybe he punched in the phone number, saw it as K's Maid Services. Oh, that's not it. Like, you know, I don't get this guy.
You know, you never think it's going to be a problem, I guess.
But I have the feeling it's the same one who's done it before.
What was that, Sadie?
Yeah, snort. It's nice to sit out here, you know? Yeah. There, look at me. And I didn't think I was gonna pull this off today. If I tried to shave the cat, I don't know. If we can wrap early enough tomorrow morning while I'm still fresh, because I get
You can talk to me. Because I'm working through the fact that I've probably fucked up the one place that they would turn the pump on.
yeah.
problem. I really don't.
You know, you never think it's going to be a problem. I guess you get stuck with whatever. Okay, well then we'll try that. You have 2 small tanks.
4.
He gave you 4? Well, it won't carry 4 in the bags. It'll only carry 2, and that means I have to put them into something, or we have to come back here. You can't carry 4 small tanks in those bags. You can only carry 2, or 2.
We'll see how they last.
Huh?
We'll see how they last.
We really can't go that far until we figure out how they last. True.
Yeah, you can talk to me. Because I'm working through the fact that I probably fucked up the one place that they would turn the pump on.
She said, I don't think it's going to be a problem.
What?
I don't think it's going to be a problem. I really don't.
You know, you never think it's going to be a problem. I guess you get stuck with whatever.
2 years ago. I told you that repeatedly. Oh, look, Sadie's having a grass nibble, or whatever she's doing. I had thought how wonderful it'd be to just drive down to Langley and see the horse. It's a lot of gas, though, to just do that.
Yeah.
So...
Yes, we're watching you, Sadie. Yes, we are.
Sadie! Oh, you could pause so I could take your pretty picture. Oh, there's a pretty picture. You didn't talk very much today.
Okay.
Yeah. Did you talk to him a little bit?
Yeah. A little short.
Pardon me?
What?
Yeah.
I thought he was kind of cool, actually. I rather liked him.
I had to ask for something to drink because this thing draws out my throat.
Yeah.
So I had to ask for something.
Well, that's okay. He had said that. He said, anything in there, grab something. Well, but see, you don't get up and move around very well.
No.
And I really didn't want you dumping something on the ground either, Tim.
Yeah.
So it makes more sense for me to get it, and I don't think that the way you look, anybody is looking at this odd. There's a good reason for this.
Yeah.
But that was pretty cool.
I'll
pull it, I can pick you up and carry it. Yes! Please do!
What's the person away? Get the table there. Because I figured that was the place where families sit for the hippie stuff. They wouldn't have.
I know. They're pretty cool people. Do you realize that I went to school with her sister?
A little short.
Pardon me?
Makes me feel a little short.
Friends with her sister at the church. Like this is the same.
Yeah.
The other dude you worked with at Stream, did you know that? The guy in the green shirt? He said, we worked together for 3 years. And he never said too much at the time. He said, what's going on? So I told him about the condition and the whole bit, and I actually know the girlfriend and her family. This is bizarre. He says, a small world. I says, no. There's just too much small world suddenly.
Wouldn't know him to see him.
Well, I was surprised he didn't acknowledge it, but maybe he feels uncomfortable with how you are. Like doesn't know what to say.
Yeah.
Was my sense. And it's just bizarre. There's
don't know
my
how
dinky
everybody
bum.
connects with. Well,
I told Kathy. What did you just do?
So, the machine's still running.
Well, maybe you should turn it off.
They just did.
Oh, God damn, Tim. I told Kathy about him, and I said, oh, yeah, we finally shaved him. I said, you know, he looks so gorgeous, but he got a little close on the one side of the lion mane.
What's it?
Yeah. I know. No. Wait, so let's go this way. Can you keep this off of your effing fucking cord? Can you do that right now, please?
Pardon me?
Makes me feel
That's what I mean by sloppy, okay? God. Okay. Have you nuked this?
Yeah.
Well, then let's get on with it.
2 minutes.
1 minute is enough. It's got bagels in with it, okay? And you have to turn that off right now because I don't know what's wrong with this thing. And you're going to eat, and then you're going to talk to me, and I am late on what I have to do. What is in this container? Potatoes? That's fine. Oh, that's good. So when we go in, we will give you a list of things. I will also be giving you another list of ACADs of that these people at least replied to you, and things were pretty freaked. That you were pretty freaked. So now there's 8 tanks, but you're still freaked.
Yeah.
Because 8 tanks are basically 8 days, and you're going to say, what are you going to tell them? I have to go do doctor's appointments. Tell you the truth, I don't know if I can ride with. I could if I was not doing a lot in the morning. We go out. I almost survived riding, and by the time I was driving
I used to, so
this weekend,
3 times as
my
long
foot
to
was
get
throbbing so
something
bad
done.
I just wanted to kill somebody.
And this is not going to work.
So I don't know what. It starts in the morning when I get there by about 10, and it just goes all the way through. So I don't know if I want to try to complicate those 5-minute stops between places, but by trying to get on a bike.
He didn't call. That machine works fine. And I had thought, well, maybe the machine was buggered. Well, it's obviously not, because it took them, I hadn't even gone and checked it, and it took the other stuff. Calls came in, so I don't know what he's calling, or maybe he punched in the phone number, saw it as case made services. Oh, that's not it. Like, you know, I don't get this guy. But I have the feeling it's the same one who's done it before.
Yeah. What was that, Sadie?
Yeah, snort. It's nice to sit out here, you know? Yeah. There, look at me. I didn't think I was gonna pull this off today. If I tried to shave the cat, I don't know. If we can wrap early enough tomorrow morning while I'm still fresh, because I get up for 5 to do this. And if we wrapped by about 10, we could get Nia shaved and still have a bit of downtime to go out on bikes. Okay. And you want to take the smaller ones?
So I was thinking.
It's going to be tricky, Tim, because then we're really maybe not out. Tell you the truth, I don't know if I can ride with. I could if I was not doing a lot in the morning. We go out. I almost survived riding, but by the time I was driving this weekend, my foot was throbbing so bad I just wanted to kill somebody. So I don't know what. it starts in the morning when I get there by about 10, and it just goes all the way through. So I don't know if I want to try to complicate those 5-minute stops between places by trying to get on a bike.
You can't carry 4 small tanks in those bags. You can only carry 2 or 2.
See how they last.
Huh?
See how they last.
So I don't know, we'll go drive out there for a few minutes and then...
That far until we figure out how they last, true? Yeah, see a problem? It's hard with those in the small bike. I realize that. How are you going to get a license again, Tim? You should be worrying about that. You actually should have been dealing with your license 2 years ago. I told you that repeatedly. Oh, look, Sadie's having a grass nibble, or whatever she's doing. I had thought how wonderful it'd be to just drive down to Langley and see the horse. It's a lot of gas, though, to just do that.
Yeah.
So...
Yes, we're watching you, Sadie. Yes, we are.
Sadie! Oh, you could pause so I could take your pretty picture. Oh, there's our pretty picture.
Tell you the truth, I don't know if I can ride. I could if I was not doing a lot in the morning. We go out. I almost survived riding, but by the time I was driving this weekend, my foot was throbbing so bad I just wanted to kill somebody. So I don't know what. It starts in the morning when I get there by about 10, and it just goes all the way through. So I don't know if I want to try to complicate those 5-minute stops between places by trying to get on a bike.
He had said that. He said anything like that. Well, but see, you don't get up and move around very well. And I really didn't want you dumping something on the ground. I could tell.
So I don't know. We'll drive out there for a few minutes and then...
And I don't think that the way you look, anybody is looking at this odd. There's a good reason for this.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool.
I'll
pull it. I can pick you up and carry it. Yes, please do.
I kept trying to move away from the kitchen table there because I figured that was a place where families sit for the birthday stuff. They wouldn't let me.
I know. They're pretty cool people, huh? Do you realize that other woman? I went to school with her sister, and I was actually fairly good friends with her sister at the church.
Mm-hmm.
Like this is bizarre.
Yeah.
The other dude you worked with at Stream, did you know that? The guy in the green shirt? He said, we worked together for 3 years. And he never said too much at the time. He said, what's going on? So I told him about the condition and the whole bit, and I actually know the girlfriend and her family. This is bizarre. He says, a small world. I says, no. There's just too much small world suddenly.
Wouldn't know him to see him.
Well, I was surprised he didn't acknowledge it, but maybe he feels uncomfortable with how you are. Like doesn't know what to say.
Yeah.
Was my sense. And it's just bizarre. I don't know how everybody connects with yeah, so now you can put that back and tuck it in place. And if you need stuff on your toe or your whatever, or you don't have a broken toe, I do. I've got something. And it's kind of the way the world is right now, Tim. Okay? So Jazz is supposed to be here in the morning.
Yeah, between 7:30 and 8 o'clock.
Tonight, I will give you the phone number again, and you've got to pay attention to it because I won't be here for it, okay? I suspect I'll be already en route. And so he's going to be here, and those tanks, please never stand them
in
up
order
right
to
next
put them both
to the
in
truck.
there, I have to
Because when they
lift
fall
the
over,
bike
guess
and
what
move its
they
ass
do?
end over. Then to
What
get it
do
out,
they
I
do?
have to move its ass end. Like you follow where we're going with. Yeah, well, you
I
know,
have
it
scrapes
actually can be
in
done
the
because
truck
it's
right
only
now.
3 something. That may be where my foot started to throb because, you know, you're
So
push.
I guess it's really cool
pulling,
that you
yeah.
were such an expert.
So it's...
What do you think
and if
a
all else,
metal
if you
thing
think we're
will
gonna
do
ride,
scraping
which I would
down the
think that I'm
side of
hoping to
a
God we
car
will, but you
or
won't have
truck?
the oxygen to do it.
Well, you know what? Should I be mad? Like, should I be mad?
Don't you like to be?
Should I say, you know, he's a fucking ass? Should I say, God, why can't he think forward? Why would he put them in the middle of the wherever where I'm walking in that a bag's going to kick them and I go, oh fuck, oh fuck? That's pretty bizarre, isn't it, Tim? Bizarre is not the word. You got any other words to use for it? Okay. And so today,
in order to put them both in there, I have to lift the little bike and move its ass end over. Then to get it out, I have to move its ass end. Like you follow where we're going with. Yeah, well, I really, you know, it actually can be done because it's only 3 something. That may be where my foot started.
That's
to throb
your
because,
job.
You know, you push.
It's not my
pull,
job.
Yeah.
But it's not my job to know that now I've got scrapes in the fucking truck.
And if all else, if you think we're gonna ride, which I would think that I'm hoping to God we will, but you won't have the oxygen to do it.
So what else are we going to talk about? What are you doing tomorrow? And when are you going to your...
Taxes are 20 to 2.
When?
Thursday.
20 to 2, I won't be here, will I? Guess you are really fucked still. What time do I possibly get in?
I think it's coming close to 3 o'clock.
Yeah, bizarre, huh? So why haven't you figured that out?
Because they close at 2 o'clock.
Okay, well then I guess we have a real problem, don't we? I don't know how to get here and or pick you up and or whatever. It's 20 to 2? Hello?
Yes.
On what day?
Okay, in order to put them both in there, I have to lift the little bike and move its ass end over.
I don't
Then to get it
know
out, I
if
have
I
to
can
move its
pick
ass
you
end.
up
Like you follow where we're going
that
with. Yeah,
point.
well, you know,
try.
it actually can be done because it's only 3
I
something.
might be
That may
able
be
to
when my
have
foot
you
started to
at
throb because, you know, you
5
push
to 1
or pulling.
together if you tuck this end in the driveway.
So it's...
At that point, you can go and do
And if
whatever
all
you're
else, if you
doing
think we're
or
gonna
get there.
ride, which I would think that I'm
22,
hoping to
you
God
really
we
should
will,
be
but you
doing
won't
1
have
or
the
2
oxygen to
o'clock.
do it.
Because then you have to pick me up from there at 2:20. You see a problem? Fuck. Why can you not get 2:30?
They are closed at 2 o'clock. Otherwise, I would have asked for one around 3 o'clock or so.
Well, I'm glad I was smart enough to ask about this, or we would wait till Thursday and you go, oh, guess what?
I was probably stuff I was trying to tell you.
What would you like to tell me now?
Okay, that was it. And I was going to ask you if that was okay with you, and then we can discuss what wasn't, and how I can get it different.
What time is your appointment? How long are you going to be?
I don't know.
If I picked you up, this is really pushing it. You have to be standing in the driveway at 12:50. 10 minutes to 1. You have to be standing there. And then when I don't know what I do. Take you with me while I do, that would make more sense. Take you with me while I do the Cammon. I come back and I park and you take your fucking oxygen. Where is this?
Right beside funeral home. We're across the street from your funeral home.
Well, at 10 to 1, I will be parking there. So why don't you figure out upping the appointment to 1 o'clock or so? Okay? So move it forward, because I would be out at 2:20 and then you would come back to the van. That means there are oxygen in the van and you're on board all the way through. But I have to get you here. Oh my good God. I have to get you here and go there, and then you've got to live through and sit in the van with that. And then we go forward back over there, and you can take the fucking goddamn unit and roll down the street, because it's barely a block. Back to Central, Tim.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh, well, shit, okay? So why don't you stay on board here? Don't you fucking roll your eyes at me, or I am just gonna fucking throw something at you. Like, if I had a heavy crystal ashtray, I would do it.
I had no idea you were at Central.
Well, Tim, you do. And then you would walk down the street, do that, and be back at 2:20 when I get back out. Okay? So you've got to write on your bookie that you have to figure out when you're going to do this. It needs to be between 1 and 2:20. And I want it closer to 1. I would prefer you sat in the fucking van. And this is right by Henderson's.
It's just off of Hill Street. Right across from where the old courthouse was.
You better figure out the address, because the odds are I would pick you up there, because at least you're outdoors.
Yeah.
I have 1 set of keys, and I'm not giving them to you.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's on Victoria.
Okay, so then you would sit there on the edge at the park and wait for me. Okay? So you better figure that out. So you figure that out, because tomorrow is your only day to figure it out, isn't it?
Come on, Sadie, we're coming this way. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's. I don't really need that much, but that's a start. Oh. Okay, I've got this to fix, Tim. I'll meet you at. Go do that stuff.
I need to be real. It sounds nasty, and I'm trying to be more pragmatic than. I know it sounds nasty, but what is this?
A t-shirt.
Okay. So that's where we're at. Okay?
What's the person now?
And it's really not nasty, it's called pragmatic. And you're not well. You know what? Pragmatism is still the thing. And we're in the middle of COVID, and pragmatism is still the thing. And I don't know if you're going to survive getting through this pandemic. And I might. And I'm not looking forward to where we're going. Okay. Okay. What is that light over there? And why is it on? How long have you had it on? Well, you've had it on the better part of the day, haven't you? When did you turn it on, Tim?
I didn't, it got pumped.
When?
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 Less than minutes ago.
No, more like you ran the battery all fucking day. Okay, so have a good night.
Oh, short.
Pardon me?
Makes me feel a little short.
Oh, fuck. Ouch. I can do this. It only hurts as bad as it fucking does. Come on, Ticky Bomb. There's my... yes. Come on, Ticky Bomb. There's Ticky Bomb. There. Thank you for cleaning up this stuff. You're bringing the dog broom this way? Okay, that's a good thing. What?
Nothing.
Tim, you have to turn that oxygen off and set it to the side. You aren't bringing it out when you're coming out for smokes at night, are you?
I leave it just inside the door.
What?
I leave it just inside the
Well,
door.
then you do that right now too, please. Okay? Mew.
And here we were trying to
She was doing her mew
a little bit more
movement.
efficient with their water, just a little bit more efficient with their
Oh, she's doing her
fertilizer.
mew movement
Yes.
again.
And yet, on the other hand, 40% of the food is not actually being eaten. And I just thought, how
There's her mew. You know, you could keep your, if you kept your hands still, which I could do, picture her doing that. She was doing her tap or your arm, wasn't she?
1/3 of all the food produced
No,
is not
almost got it.
It's very scattered throughout the system. And it makes it hard to point a finger. It also makes it hard to see.
If we're wasting 1/3 of the world's food
Yeah, well then you move your arm and I don't get the picture.
increase food availability where it's needed.
Oh well.
Waste is one really quite
That's a
simple
good
place to
girl.
start.
Tomorrow we start living off discarded food.
Mia is hiding because he is hot. I really have to get him shaved.
It's a perfect to eat here because
That's why he's going into whatever area.
Okay, so anything expired or already wasted. Oh my goodness, if I bring my lunch, do I have to go like dumpster diving on my lunch break? That sounds cool.
You don't forget your lunch. You just picture your boss doing
Okay, so what are you doing now? I am overwhelmed. Today they decided to honor at least 15 minutes of that half an hour each day. Or it would have been another 4 days on top of everything else. As it is, I won't be done until another week or so. But they decided to honor it. They're not going to do it after that. But, and they're going to do it from, it is bizarre because I'm supposed to be there for 8 o'clock to go out and talk to parents. And I don't get time for that part of the practicum. That's odd, you know? Yeah, it is.
Goes over the tracks.
And talking to the teacher and doing whatever else has to happen. And no, that isn't part of the practicum. Well, I would think that would be part and parcel of it because I'm there with the teacher's supervision.
But I was doing a back reverse on whatever.
This was probably a better way to turn it. I don't know if he's going to let... He's not, Tim.
He's not. This is not the way to do this time of day. It has to be done over there, whether you've noticed the change in the world or not, because you don't go anywhere. Right? Yeah. Well, if you pull forward, I can tell you if there's anything coming, okay? Clear, go. I thought we'd go out to Industrial Way and sit there for a few minutes, come home, and you were going to watch what?
And 88 wouldn't work.
Okay, well, I've got to go and stop tapes, and I'm already overwhelmed. I have done Izzy and tape things and done my journal,
but I was doing
hours, and I came in at 2:45, and I am overwhelmed. I could go to bed right now. And I'm not the only one that feels this way. Vicky's feeling like this too. It's like just overwhelming. And Thursday, we're going to sit through presentations for 3 hours. And probably Friday too. Oh, wow. And then 3 times next week. Like this woman is crazy. I got a discussion with Ingrid that, okay, if we can live through this, we're going to Gwen Fawn and I'm bringing wine. You have to, why would you have pulled in that way? So why don't you pull in through the pumps, okay? That would probably be a good idea, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Oh my God, it's a mother load.
Yes, it
My
does.
friend is working on a photo shoot for
Look at me and wave.
And so there's
You know, that's not looking at me. That looks like a dead man. Well, your other hand would be good. Okay, there. Now you look like you're drowning.
Okay, so Kevin's a little concerned that you're having a cigarette with an oxygen tank near you. That's basically like because his sense, see right now you're breathing at least, is that you're going to forget to turn it off and light up a cigarette. He's probably going to have a discussion with you because he saw you today with it. And I've asked you to just leave it in the garage. You are feet away from it, Tim. And why you cannot accommodate that, I don't know. Why is that? You're not smoking that now. I suppose
what
you...
I'm doing is taking one out and giving it to you.
Well, you can do that when we get where we're going, okay? So you could accommodate that, and it would be less things for me to worry about, too, wouldn't it? Yeah.
And 88 would
I'd like to go in, not too long. I've got to fix the tape on my foot. It's swollen. I barely got the boot off. I thought I was going to
Well, I probably did, but I was doing
okay, so that's where we're at. Swelling is down since. And I really don't... No, it's not good because I'm going to do it again tomorrow. Kevin looked at my foot. I said, well, swelling's down now. I said, I thought I was going to have to cut the boot up. You know, you shouldn't be walking on that. Yeah, well, I'm on it for... Tim, I start at 7:30 and I'm off of it at about 4 or 5. And I'm standing and walking the whole time. Okay? Well, now we know why it's in a bad way. What are you taping it with? Well, today it's duct tape. I've tried Gorilla Tape. The Gorilla Tape holds pretty good, but it sticks to my socks. So that's a problem. And actually, electrical tape's almost the best. I have to get electrical tape. You have to go out with Daphne tomorrow. I need to do a stop or mailing. I'm hoping Daphne can do a bank run with you. I don't know what to do for another 2 weeks, Tim. I really don't. I don't know what to do with it. And I don't think it's pragmatic to try to figure it out with you playing around with oxygen and drop me here and do that and
tell you the truth, I don't know if I can ride with. I could if I was not doing a lot in the morning. We go out. I almost survived riding, but by the time I was driving this weekend, my foot was throbbing so bad I just wanted to kill somebody. So I don't know what. It starts in the morning when I get there by about 10, and it just goes all the way through. So I don't know if I want to try to complicate those 5-minute stops between places by trying to get on a bike. Reverse on whatever. So I don't know, we'll go drive out there for a few minutes and then go home, and you're going upstairs, and I really hope to God you cleaned up.
I did.
Yeah, it does.
Just for a pizza chain. Oh my God, look at it. Oh my God, it's a mother lode.
This is
My friend's working on a photo shoot for
Look at me and wave.
And so the
that's not looking at me. That looks like a dead man. Well, your other hand would be good. Okay, there. Now you look like you're drowning.
Oh, okay.
Let's go.
Tim, what are you doing now? Kiss my guy. You better pat him.
She pissed you off once.
Oh, well, I'm concerned about a cat that isn't coming out, okay? We've been through that before. Now, do you see what I mean? That he really has got to get this mess off of him?
Money, but it's not waste as such because we still use it. We compost it and we actually put it back into the dirt. It's really valuable for us. It's to the point where we actually buy compost. Having compost on the farm is also really valuable.
Something. I don't know.
Zucchini is always a good example.
No, don't go in there. Come here.
So much.
Yeah, you're not going down there. I will file something in there so you can't.
To demand. And then once it really ramps up and starts producing the maximum amount, it triples the amount.
This is all blocked off over here, so much for that.
Zucchini, then we'd have less zucchini waste. But then we wouldn't be able to meet demand in the early summer and spring, and then in the later summer when things cool down.
There's my guy. That's better. Yeah, you're not going to like it when I try to save you. I know you're not.
So,
but it is a good idea that the mats on him, Tim. This is not going to be easy doing.
We harvest on Friday, we sell it on Saturday. Well, it's going to last for 2 weeks.
I have wondered if Kathy would help me.
Opportunity to use that vegetable.
What?
If Kathy would help me, but I would have to do it out there and probably pay something for it, and I don't have it.
I'm overwhelmed, Tim. I've got 2 more days of this week. I've got to go through next week and the week afterwards. And it's not enough to say, oh, one day at a time. It doesn't work that way. I am so exhausted. I just want to do nothing for 4 days. And if I was home, then I would feel shitty that nothing is getting accomplished, and nothing is getting accomplished. And I really don't even know how to write a journal. I can't believe I don't know how to write a journal. What I've just told you, which was not a tape, I can't imagine putting in a journal. I do not want a record of it going to anybody. Least of all this instructor. It's already 5:45. If we came out here for 10 minutes, can we go home and get on with what else we've got to do? Okay, because I've only got the next hour and a half, Tim. And that's not much time. And tomorrow I won't. I get in out of there.
So much for that.
I submit my assignment for what's his name, and I go online to do presentations for fuck knows how long. Meaning that I don't even dare have a glass of wine in case I have to perform in something, and the last thing I want to do is get mad, right? which, you know, could do it to me, or I don't know. I still don't know what's on this windshield. I don't understand. It doesn't look like bird poop. I don't know what it is. Maybe it is bird poop. What do I know?
It's a fuel there. You're blocking the light. Yeah, I wondered what it was.
It does feel like it's going to rain.
Yes, it does.
Sweet. Are you sure you can part with all this, sir?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So now this is open. It's like perfectly. There's nothing open.
Today's our last nice day.
And then what's
Starting tomorrow, it's cloudy. And then after that, it starts to rain.
I don't know what I'm going to do to put the other waterproof boots on, Tim. Okay, you see my problem already? And my only bright idea is I didn't want to go in thongs. One of the EAs said, well, if that's, you know, with your foot, then just wear them. Because I don't think I can wear the waterproof boots with the heels. I don't think I can do it. I could probably get them on for the hour at McCammon, but I don't think I can get them on there. And I don't know about changing them back and forth, because once I get my foot into the boot, that's it. It's stuck there for the day.
Yeah.
So... So look at me and say hello.
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 I'm with the Saturday I've got a thing of buns down there for her. I needed to take in a bag to clean out her doing a cake. Do you want me to do that tonight?
No, I'll do it.
You're going to do that tomorrow morning and clean up here. Okay. Well, if you can get things wiped up and cleaned up, Tim, it does make it easier to deal with the cat.
Have you guys been sued before?
And I don't know quite how we're going to do that.
Health and safety issue, if it's posted that's like within 2 days.
Yeah, so all of that great time I had to paint anything I haven't been able to do. And all those moments on a bike we haven't done. And just everything. And the only beauty of it is she never sent an assignment tonight. Well, that's because we're supposed to have our presentations organized. So she at least did not make us do another assignment on top of it.
Very nice to have you out here.
It's.
I really enjoyed your company.
I'm glad we went and sat with Sadie, and I'm glad we got over there, and you saying to me, well, you won't go, then there was no reason for me to go.
Tuo corpo assume un peso diverso, una dimensione diversa.
Well, that's true. And I want you to realize that you have to make those efforts to make sure you have your oxygen stuff, because you know what? Otherwise, I really...
gravitazionale che insiste su di te in modo diverso.
I don't know. We need life to be as usual as it can be if things are going to be good. And I haven't been too bitchy, except you doing the whole fucking thing with pulling the fan and shit all over your cord tonight, which was stupid. And that's more than enough airflow tonight. You cannot sit there with a heavy fan going on you anyway. You actually, no, you might think it feels good, but it is not good for you. Your body temperature and core temperatures drop too low.
Right.
Yes, yeah, open the windows, winter bums. Anyway.
I really don't understand it. If they've got EAs and all that stuff, why are they not handing me Malik and saying, you go and work with her for 2 weeks, and she would be speaking English. And there's no real practice. They speak only, Arabic at home. She gets with her friends, and she usually uses sign language. So there's no practice. So, you actually look better with your shirt off. You don't look as ill.
Women and adventure.
Strange, huh?
Yeah. The adventure is satisfied by searching for gold in the rapids of California, for treasure on the rest of us, sunken galleons. The sea is always there. And the women.
Okay, I have to go into him. It's 8:15. So you should really put this on pause or save it.
He went.
And it's kind of interesting.
Some friends, they went treasure hunting.
Then you need to find teams, and you need to leave teams on tonight, please. We're not going to play this game in the morning, please.
Because you could make quite a bit of good money there. It was quite a vagabond.
We've lost a lot of snow on the mountains already just today. Just today. You're going to talk to me on Teams. See, this is hurting. He's really got to be shaved. Oh, Nia. Yeah. That's good. I'm glad you're talking to me. Oh, okay. Okay, night. Here. Okay, look at me. Try to smile. Okay, that's good. Put that in the microwave. Please nuke it and get on with what else you have to do with this stuff. He really clears Mew.
Between Northern California
Mew.
and Alaska. The transients, also known as big killer whales.
Well, maybe you better figure it out, or did you lose her today?
The southern residents.
I'm so glad that we got you shaved. Yes, I really am. You really need to be trimmed. You've got tuffs there and tuffs there, and they're all over the place again, aren't they? Look at this. There's one, there's two. Yeah, they're all popping all over.
This is probably something that has defined these populations for thousands and thousands of years.
See if she's down at the end. Put your hand and reach down where Motzi used to go, and don't spill that, please, when you do it.
Almost exclusively marine mammals. So they're harbor seals, harbor crocuses, stellar seals.
No, in the far corner. You have to climb over the bed.
It's got warm blood, lives in the ocean, and can feed the family. They're pretty much open to eating it.
And this is all blocked off over here, so much for that.
Marine biologist Lance Barrett Leonard heads up marine mammal research at Oceanwise and teaches at the University of British Columbia. He sees that unique orca-minded work in everything they do.
There's an awful lot with killer whale behavior.
Hi, Twinkie. They're trying to take your picture. We're going to try to.
This is something that's troubling because we're trained as biologists not to do that. But we just don't have other good animal models. There's nothing very much like a killer whale out there.
Just wait.
We know much about, except for us.
There's the Twinkie bomb. So I just want you to know that I have it. Yeah, it is pretty cool, huh?
Hi. And it wasn't easy getting it. That's what took so long. It went off in the middle of the road. Then I got traffic. Then I can't get turned around. And then some truck like this slowed up, decided to turn. He follows me. I pull over the side of the road and he stopped. Like, it was kind of bizarre. Okay, so I'm over in Chilliwack Central. I look back and like and I went, well, go ahead. And he just sat there. I thought, okay, this is odd. So I'm just going to turn into this driveway at this point, right? Then he takes off. Like, I don't know what he was doing. Of course, by that time you get the idea, right? Yeah, it was just, I don't know. I don't know. And I don't think it was anybody I know, because if it was, they would have said, hey there. And he has this whole big tinted windshield. Then I thought, it's not a cop. They don't drive something like this was one of these bizarre trucks, right? Anyway, okay, so that's where we're all at. Anyway, are you warm? A little bit? Oh, well, I guess that's good. Here, well,
too much?
I don't know what's wrong with this thing.
That's nice. Okay, I'm feeling really overwhelmed, and you know, it might be a better idea for you to try to do this in the morning. To do that in the morning. If you're going out to do that, Tim, you really need to hook Sadie.
Yes.
Okay, so can you write that down and hope you remember it? You need to hook Sadie because you'll have the gates open. Okay? And if you could get a bag or two, the garbage bags you would find on the swing. You know the swing that we look at?
Yeah.
Well, there's some in that basic area. They're sitting there somewhere underneath something, or there's more there, or take an extra one with you. But the green garbage can that you would use is out there, and it's got one in it. Okay, it's sitting closer to the steps, the front door steps. And
So they're doing
where are you going to take pine needles off of?
something. I don't know what.
Yeah, just on the far side.
But yeah, this is a movie, so that's a movie set.
So you're looking at the front gate. It's not to this side. If you're staring at the front gate, what's it near? The green little tool
over here.
shed
so much
thing
for that.
at the back of it. You're standing there looking at the front gate.
Yes.
It's over here because here's that wheelbarrow that stuff's in.
Okay.
So it's right about where the thing we built, the trailer is sitting. Okay? So there's a pile there. There's another pile of it around it. And I haven't pulled some of the others. I wouldn't worry about the ones around the ferns. They're holding the ferns. That's why they're sitting there. I was going to plant them in the ground. I think what I'm going to do is dig a bit of hole and set the pot in. Okay? That's why I wouldn't mind leaving that there. All right? And those things would, because they're doing really well this way, and they would get enough rain and it would keep them moist enough in the summer if the pot's dropped, because it's shaded. Okay, so thank you. That would be nice. And the other thing you could do on Friday would be sweep the driveway. There's exercise.
Once I get my appointments, I'm gonna go.
You're what?
I've got appointments on Thursday and Friday, so Friday 10 o'clock at the bank.
Well, I guess there's more than enough time in the day, Tim. You come back in and you have 10 o'clock, 11, from 11 till 4. How long is that?
You want to go out and about?
5 hours.
Okay, so then we'll go towards Greendale. Okay.
I guess you could do up
Where's
here
your
and
time on
probably
that?
sweep the driveway, couldn't you?
This tank? Several hours yet.
Several hours is not what you usually have on it.
That's because I got it on pulse.
Give me that. So, you got it on pulse?
Yeah.
Okay. That's fine.
And I'm completely shutting it off.
What?
And I'm completely shutting it off. I'm not using it.
Okay. Okay, we'll go towards Greendale, okay?
That's good to me.
Okay, I have no idea what you just said. You can start all over again. What?
Oh, the dog didn't open the mouth, but I'm really glad we had time out together today.
Okay, I'm glad we did.
I know the Sergeant didn't start out
Maybe drink some of it.
continual times where it was supposed to, but I still think it was a really nice day.
That's good. You're welcome. You didn't think I'd find that, did you?
I was starting to wonder.
You wondered where it went. Well, like I said, it was bitchy. And then I finally pulled back into the petrol station over there, which was, then I had to walk back, like, from here to that far, and then I walked back, and then I sat there for forever trying to turn. And the time I sat there to turn, I could have come all the way back up and around.
Probably.
Well, that's because idea what you just said. Church traffic. Start all over again. What?
Oh, the dog didn't open the mouth, but I'm really glad we had time out together today.
Okay, I'm glad we did too.
I know the Sergeant didn't start out continual times where it was supposed to, but I still think it was a really nice day.
That's good. You're welcome. Oh, and then because I went back to the gas station too, and then there's a car parked right where we were, and this guy, I didn't know you could take, how long was I gone? Because he took 10 minutes to get out his wallet, to fix his sandal, to decide if he was going to get gas, and you, like, I can't see underneath the vehicle, I mean, because it would have been right in the middle, right? Like it's low to the ground. He said, oh, what? I said, I think I dropped a mask there. And he's looking. I said, well, I pulled over there, and you may have, it may be in the middle. Oh. And it just went on and on and on. So there was lots of that. Strange to see Scott over there now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Here just to look at it. No, I didn't.
It's really strange to see a Starbucks right there.
I'm glad I can see you guys. They're moving over there, if I'm not mistaken. They're actually moving to there. So I don't know what's going on with this. Like, I was under the impression that they were
Sadie.
there.
Hello, Sadie girl.
Yes, you're a Sadie girl. Just a minute. Come on. Come on, let's go. Come on, come on. Come on, boop boop. Come on. Come on. Atta girl. Oh, Sadie. There. Yes, there's my Tinky girl. Come on. Yeah, I did I taped my foot. I did something else. And something else and something else. Okay. And Ian showed himself?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're my girl.
Put all his fur back into place.
He needs to be shaved again probably in about 3 days. No kidding. Every time I rubbed it, it would come up, and it's like knots, like just knots. That's why I've got all that dander on him. It's because that's what's been collected in the clumpy stuff, and we'll do him again. But that will at least help, and it means that I can at least assess his belly and what's going on, because I didn't think it felt very good. Although he didn't fuss with me doing it today, so maybe he's fine. I don't know.
I'll tell you, he is.
Pardon me?
He'll tell you he is.
Oh yeah, probably. But right now, it would seem to me if you're running the little bike, you should be able to get the little bike in and out. That means that I'm not trying to do them both. And it's not that easy. Okay? In order to put them both in there, I have to lift the little bike and move its ass end over. Then to get it out, I have to move its ass end. Like, you follow where we're going with. Yeah, well, you know, it actually can be done because it's only 3 something. That may be where my foot started to throb because, you know, you push or pull and, yeah. So it's, and if all else, if we think we're going to ride, which I would think that I'm hoping to God we will, but you won't have the oxygen to do it within the next week, I would prefer if there were saddlebags on it. And that way, okay, there's some place to put your sweater or my jacket when I take it off, or the water bottles. So because I'm working through the fact that I've probably fucked up the one place that they would turn the pump on. What?
I don't think there's going to be a problem. I really don't.
Well, you know, you never think it's going to be a problem. I guess you get stuck with whatever. This week, Tim, I get to try to negotiate with the city. I get to try to figure out what to do with everything Ben has fucked up over there. I get to worry about whether or not there is the oxygen. I get to run back and forth from the school. I can't believe what I have ahead of me. And it's gone like this. Yesterday was the same. Plus, you know, anything else I was going to try to do. Get the cat shaved, get this done, get that done. And remember that great picture that we did out here? Well, all of them know the one with the sunset. It's just... So all I want to tell you is, look at me, if you can. Okay, I don't. That's a good shot. Let's see if I can get that. I think I got that there. I love you.
I love you too.
And you know what? That coat has holes in it here that should be fixed, probably from the cats.
Yes.
And yeah, you were leaning on whatever. Okay, so is this bothering you? That thing?
No.
Okay, well it's pretty cool out here. This is what? I know that. It's on because I leave it on and hopefully somebody sees a turn signal too. Won't hurt it. We have a good 3 miles and they're probably going to turn left. Yeah. Well, then it's a wasted day, isn't it? This one. Township line. No, wrong. It's not this one. It's up about another 2. I think. Oh, for fuck's sakes. Let me think when I'm coming in. Maybe we're not going to say or worry deer, okay? You should have been worrying deer a lot sooner. Pardon me?
He'll tell you he is.
Oh yeah, probably. Really glad we're out. But right now, it would seem to me if you're running the little bike, you should be able to get the little bike in and out. That means that I'm not trying to do them both. And it's not that easy. Okay? In order to put them both in there, I have to lift the little bike and move its ass end over. Then to get it out, I have to move its ass end. Like, you follow where we're going with. Yeah, well, you know, it actually can be done because it's only 3 something. That may be where my foot started to throb because, you know, you push or pull and, yeah. So it's... And if all else, if you think we're going to ride, which I would think that I'm hoping to God we will, but you won't have the oxygen to do it within the next week, I would prefer if there were saddlebags on it. And that way, okay, there's some place to put your sweater or my jacket when I take it off, or the water bottles. So great picture that we did out here. That's all of them. No, the one with the sunset. Yeah. It was just. So all I want to tell you is, look at me, if you can. Okay, I don't. That's a good shot. Let's see if I can get that. I think I got that there. I love you.
I love you too.
And you know what? That coat has holes in it here that should be fixed. Probably from the cats.
Yes.
And yeah, you were leaning on whatever. Okay, so is this bothering you? That thing?
No.
Okay, well it's pretty cool out here. This is what? I know that. It's on because I leave it on and hopefully somebody sees a turn signal too. Just so we all know, we nearly had a car crash here. You nearly blew off that, and I've just wired a plate back on. Just so we all know, okay? All right. Some of these all would tie in. Well, that's because to me that does. I will camera on too. I don't think so. Nope. Totally out of it. Wrong. Wrong. Nope, should have done it the other way. Okay, well I know where I am anyway. So, there's start. And it's going to be real interesting trying to get to whatever. This was a wasted journey. What is this, 272? Okay, I could run this down. Yeah, I could run it down there, but I won't be able to do River Road and then back through. Because I'm going to 232nd.
Makes me a little short.
Pardon me?
Makes me feel a little short.
Didn't he have showed himself?
Yeah. Trying to put all his fur back into place.
He needs to be shaved again probably in about 3 days. You know, every time I rubbed it, it would come up, and it's like knots, like just knots. That's why I've got all that dander on him. It's because that's what's, you know, been collected in the clumpy stuff. And we'll do him again, but that will at least help. And it means that I can at least assess his belly and what's going on, because I didn't think it was felt very good. Although he didn't just fuss with me doing it today, so maybe he's fine.
Who's with the tracks?
I don't know.
I'll tell you, he was.
And 88th would have worked. This one would have worked too. I'd gone up to that. Well, I probably did, but I was doing a back reverse on whatever. Look, see? So they're doing something. I don't know what. But yeah, this is a movie set. That's a movie set. And this is all blocked off over here, so much for that. So there is no hope of glory of getting in over this either. See? Look. So much for that bright idea too. Oh, that's pretty. One? Why didn't you take two, Tim?
Well, you were going to open another one.
You're taking one as soon as you get in.
Yes, ma'am. I will. I guarantee it.
Get up at 4:30 or 5. And at least something got done today. Well, actually, no, you kind of did this. And anything else got done because I did it. So I really would like to keep credit where credit is due. Okay? Okay, what are you doing now? Okay, you're gonna go nuke.
Be nice to sit
what?
here longer, Tim, and be able to get
go
up
nuke
at 7
that and go pee, and I'll talk to you in teens in a few minutes, okay? And at least something got done today. Well, actually, no, you kind of did this. And anything else got done because I did it. So I really would like to keep credit where credit is due. Okay? Okay, what are you doing now? Okay, you're gonna go nuke. What? Okay, go nuke that and go pee, and I'll talk to you on teens in a few minutes, okay?
We're gonna be here for a bit now. Okay? Isn't that cool?
Point that out. What are you past you already?
Come on, Sadie, we're coming this way. Yeah. That's, I don't really need that much, but that's a start. Oh. Okay, I've got this to fix, Tim. I'll meet you at, go do that stuff. Come on, Sadie, we're coming this way. Yeah. That's, I don't really need that much, but that's a start. Oh. Okay, I've got this to fix, Tim. I'll meet you at, go do that stuff.
No, it's a nice day and everybody's out for a drive. One, two. That's a gorgeous tree. There, that was fun. So there's the cows.
Yes, exotica. Yes, hello.
Do you know who it is? You do. Hey, wait a minute. Wait a minute, there you are.
Don't go walking down there.
You want a peek? Can you see this? Are you getting this, Tim?
Yeah, just.
Come here, I'll bring her over here. Come here. Come here. Oh, that's my girl. Oh, that's my, yes, I know. Oh, she's such a good girl. You knew I was going to come see you, huh? Yeah. Okay, I have no idea what you just said. You can start all over again. What?
Oh, the dragon open top. I'm really glad we had time out together today.
Okay, I'm glad we did too.
I know some didn't start out more continuous times where it was supposed to. But I still think it's a really nice day.
That's good. You're welcome.
We got here. We did. We got here, right?
With 2 apples.
Huh?
With 2 apples.
Yeah. I come see you. It's been a good week, actually. We haven't even been here. Oh my goodness. Yeah. I know, it's a whole week. 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Oh boy. Okay, I have no idea what you just said. You can start all over again. What?
Oh, the dragon open top. I'm really glad we had time out together today.
Okay, I'm glad that we did too.
Yes,
my girl. Yes, my girl. I'm gonna try to do a shot of you with her there. You're doing your picture. We're taking your picture. Yeah.
You're just hanging out there.
What?
You're just hanging out.
She's a very bright girl, aren't you? I know you are. Yeah, if you knew the hell that I was going through. It's been interesting. I know. Okay, so we're going this way. It's right there. Pardon me?
He'll tell you he is.
Oh yeah, probably. Really glad we're out. But right now, it would seem to me if you're running the little bike, you should be able to get the little bike in and out. That means that I'm not trying to do them both. And it's not that easy. Okay? In order to put them both in there, I have to lift the little bike and move its ass end over. Then to get it out, I have to move its ass end. Like, you follow where we're going with. Yeah, well, you know, it actually can be done because it's only 3 something. That may be where my foot started to throw up because, you know, you push or pull and, yeah. So it's, and if all else, if you think we're going to ride, which I would think that I'm hoping to God we will, but you won't have the oxygen to do it within the next week, I would prefer if there were saddlebags on it. And that way, okay, there's some place to put your sweater or my jacket when I take it off, or the water bottles. So that's important.
I'm really glad we had time out together today.
Okay, I'm glad we did too.
I know this afternoon didn't start out or continue at times where it was supposed to, but I still think it was a really nice day.
That's good. You're welcome. Your tank showing? What is on your tank? Pardon me?
Still got another hour.
I don't know, as much as you can.
Makes a big difference.
Pardon me?
Makes a big difference if I got it on pulse.
I guess it does, doesn't it? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Really glad we're out. But right now, it would seem to me if you're running the little bike, you should be able to get the little bike in and out. That means that I'm not trying to do them both. And it's not that easy. Okay? In order to put them both in there, I have to lift the little bike and move its ass end over. Then to get it out, I have to move its ass end. Like, you follow where we're going with. Yeah, well, you know, it actually can be done because it's only 3 something. That may be where my foot started to throw up because, you know, you push or pull and, yeah. So it's, and if all else, if you think we're going to ride, which I would think that I'm hoping to God we will, but you won't have the oxygen to do it within the next week, I would prefer if there were saddlebags on it. And that way, okay, there's some place to put your sweater or my jacket when I take it off. But right now, it would seem to me if you're running the little bike, you should be able to get the little bike in and out. That means that I'm not trying to do them both. And it's not that easy. Okay? In order to put them both in there, I have to lift the little bike and move its ass end